In this quick tutorial, I'll be walking you through the steps that it took me to create this prototype in PowerPoint in less than half an hour. And this is just a prototype for an application where the user can invite people or select which friends he wants to invite, he or she wants to invite to a dinner. Select a bunch of friends from the contact list and then find where those friends are on the map and the places that are close enough to everyone to meet at. And then the user can select a place, see the ratings for that place, and see how each friend who's been to this place before is rating it. They can select that place and then they can confirm the invitation and then get a new invitation to the app. So it's a pretty simple app. And as you can see, it's pretty interactive. I can click on different buttons and pop things up, and these are all screens created in PowerPoints. So let's see how we can create this one in less than half an hour. So first thing I do here, the first step always is to draw a state diagram of how my app will transition from one state to another. So initially the user wants to select a group of friends to invite. And then the user will see a map of where the friends he or she is inviting are on like location wise. So see locations of friends. So this would be a map with a bunch of friends on it, and then find places in the middle, like places that are equidistant from all the friends I'm inviting, and then select a place, maybe see reviews and so on, and then send invite to my friends. I can't write English today. Send invite to friends, and then see who accepted the invitation. The invite. So initially this is where the user enters. This is the beginning screen, but when the user returns to the app, you can actually return to this location as well. The following step is to roughly sketch some screens and some outlines for the screens that I want to create in PowerPoint. So I'll basically start here. So my first screen is somewhere where I want to select a bunch of friends from a group of my friends. So it's just going to be a screen where I'll have probably a search box at the top, and then check boxes here. This would be like the filter, and then some checkboxes in each friend and their name. So very simple screen. Actually, as I'm drawing this, I'm realizing we still need one screen before that, which is the invitations screen, which is like the beginning screen, right? And here I'll see probably list of pending invitations and responses, how many people responded yes, how many people responded no, and then I'll be able to create a new invite. And when I create a new invite, it's going to take me to this screen where I can select friends, check, and then this, when I click, let's say there's a next button here, it's going to take me to the next screen where there is a map, and I'll see my friends on the map, and then the app will show me places that are both equidistant from all my friends or all the invitees, or also places that my friends went to before and liked. So this way I'm selecting something that I know my friends will like for dinner. And then here there'll be another next button. Actually, we don't need a next button here because I will select a place let's say I'm gonna click on this pin here. So it's gonna take me to the screen for that place, where here I'm gonna have the name, maybe background image here of the place, and then like reviews of the place, and maybe people or my friends who've been here before. And here I can have two different selections, like go back or select. So the following screen, so this happens when I click on a pin corresponding to a place. Then this screen is a confirmation screen, and here I have a button called confirm and send, and here it will have the name of the place, and here it will have the people I'm sending the invitation to, just a like lost confirmation screen. When I click select, when I click back, I'll probably go back to this map to select a different place. Then when I click confirm and send, I will go back to this screen where I can see all the pending invitations and the statuses for them. The next step is to start creating those screens that I sketched in OneNote. So I roughly going to need 5 main screens for my app. So my workflow in PowerPoint looks like this. On the right hand side, I have the Kinotopia templates for the platform that I want to create for. So in this case, the Android templates. And on the left hand side, I have an empty presentation with the same dimensions from the templates. And as you can see, those templates are like very comprehensive. I have lots of UI components, different faces here that I can use in my app, and all these things are like vector shapes drawn in PowerPoint. So as I zoom in, you see there is no pixelation, no jittering. I can customize them if I want to. I can turn this thing red if I need to. I can resize it and so on. So they make the workflow really easy. You don't have to start with Kinotopia templates. You can create your own, or you can draw your own components. This will probably save you lots and lots of hours on anything you want to create. So the first screen I'm going to need is the invitation screen. This is just a list of invitations with a number of people who replied yes or no, and a button to create that like the new invitation here. So I'm going to start by actually putting the bar here at the top, and I'm going to do that by selecting this, selecting all this, and copying and then pasting it here, and then positioning it at the top like this. So now I have my top bar, and then I'm gonna need a just a toolbar that says pending invitations and so on. So I'm gonna grab this. I probably don't need the burger menu, but I'm gonna grab it anyway, just in case I'm gonna need it in the future. I can delete it, always delete it later on. So I'm going to copy this, place it here, and rename this to invitations. And let's see, I want to create a list of invitations. In this case, I'm just going to grab one of those buttons here, paste it. I didn't copy it this time. Copy, paste. And this would be my like a single invitation. So I'm gonna call this lunch at Calafia Cafe in Palo Alto. And this would be one of my invitations. I can always like later on tweak the font, or I can do it right away. So I'm gonna go to home and font, make this bold, and maybe say 54. So now it's a bold invitation, and this is one of the invitations. I'm gonna replicate it, and Control C, Control V, move it a little bit, some distance here. I'm gonna say dinner at Millennium in San Francisco. I don't live in the Bay Area anymore, but these used to be some of my favorite places. If you visit the Bay Area, Millennium and Calafia are some of the best places to eat. Alright, so roughly, I'm gonna tweak the things later. Maybe I'm gonna actually have this it's 2 lines, and I'm going to make it left aligned. So the paragraph is left aligned, and dinner, let's say with 5 people, and then here I'm gonna do the same. Easier to do it this way. And a lunch with 3 people, and this is going to be my list of items, or list of invitations. And then I'm gonna grab a big button, large button from here, and place it on the left, and this would be called You Invitation. Now I wanted to have something here that tells me how many people accepted the invitation. So what I can do is I can create more distance here, and maybe grab, I always, instead of creating new fonts and new text styles, I paste whatever works here, and then I tweak it inside my prototype. So here I'm gonna say so 3 people, I'm gonna say 2 accepted, 1 pending. So this, I'll know like the status of this invitation. And maybe the font needs to be a little bigger. So I'm gonna make it probably also 54, and the accepted part, make it green, dark green, so it can be readable. That's good. Okay, and the pending yellow, and then we can make the rejected red. All right, so this one, 2 accepted, 1 pending. Move this a little bit like this, and then I'm gonna create another one for the following, and this one has 5 people. Let's say 2 accepted, 2 pending, 1 rejected. Rejected is a strong word, but we can tweak the copy of the app layer. So 1 rejected. And of course, when you click on a specific invitation, you can see the details, which is another screen we can add. Now this screen has been created, or partly created. I can always go back and improve it and add some icons here, or a little pie chart that shows me how many people accepted and rejected and pending and so on. The next screen that I want to create is a list of friends to invite to a new dinner, new event. So what I'm going to do is actually duplicate this slide, and I'm probably not going to need this menu anymore. In here, I can copy and paste. Actually, see if I can alt drag. Yeah, so I can alt drag this, and here I can say back, so I can always go back to the original menu. And here I'm going to say invite friends, and I'm going here, and here it's gonna be next. So I'm gonna select this screen. I need to have a search box and a list of friends with check boxes next to them. So I'm gonna go through my Kinotopia items. I have a search bar here that could work. See if I have a better search bar somewhere else. Now in the beginning, because you're getting to know the templates, you're gonna have a little bit of search going on, but once you, let's say, add this search icon here, like search magnifier. So as you can see, as I'm pasting it here, it pastes itself in location, which is very convenient. And now I need some pictures of friends. Assume these are friends, so I'm just gonna grab 3 of them, copy and paste here, and then say Adam Smith, John Appleseed. No, let's not say Appleseed. I don't know if Apple patented the John Appleseed. Let's say orange seed. I don't know if most oranges don't have seed, but and then here I'm gonna say myself vanity thing, and I'm gonna right click and make this left justified. It doesn't like the word orange seed here for sure because that's Microsoft. Then left justify, and then I'm gonna roughly align all these three. There you go. And this one's still left justified, yeah. And I'm gonna align this one here. Excellent. So roughly have 3 friends. I can always copy and paste, but let me add the checkboxes so things will look better. So now I'm gonna add I think I'll take these two, the checked and unchecked. So I'm gonna select the checked first. Select these 2. All right, and put them here. And then probably don't need the labels. And let's say this person is unchecked, not invited. Probably gonna group this with Control G so I can move it easier. And then this is checked. This is checked. And then maybe I want to show that there are more people on my friends. I don't just have 3 friends. So I'm gonna replicate and replicate this, and that's it. I have my second screen. I can align things a little bit to the left, to the right. I mean, there you go. Looks good. I'm assuming this is going to be scrolled to see more friends, but this shows a good overview of like what the second screen is. So now we created 2 different screens from the app. Now I need to show, let's say, selected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 friends. I want to show them on a map so I can select a place that's conveniently located close enough to most of them. Now that I can select friends, I want to see them on a map. So this would be the third screen here, that I want to create a map with a list of friends that I selected and a list of places that are located close to those friends. So I'm pretty sure there's a map here. First, I'm gonna duplicate this slide, and I'm going to clean things up. So click here. I'm not gonna need the next button in this slide, and here I'm gonna say select a place. And this is, I'm gonna keep the search icon here because I can basically search for a place on the map, which is a good feature. And here is my map. So I'm gonna grab this map. Oh, cool, and it has already a pin on it. So I'm gonna select this map, this pin, and paste it here. And I can actually scale the map so it doesn't get cropped. And that's it. It doesn't matter. I can see if I can crop here. I can probably crop this picture. It's not really needed, but you can because when you're gonna preview the picture, it's gonna be outside already. If whatever is outside of the bounds of the screen will not show of the slide, but we can also do the cropping so it fits perfectly. And here we go. And let's say I'm gonna duplicate this a bunch of times. Cool, and then I'm gonna take some of my friends' pictures from here, right, and I'm gonna paste them here so I can show that my friends are literally all over the map. So just like that, I created the third screen, and as you can see, it didn't even take a minute to do. So I have a bunch of places and a bunch of friends, and the goal is to have one of those places, to select one of those places to invite all the friends for. The next screen I want to add is, according to my sketch, is the place that I want to see based on my selection on the map, and then select the place or go back to the map. So let's say what I want to do is actually to do a little pop-up that shows that place and then select it instead of doing it as a separate screen. So I'm going to duplicate this map, and I'm going to go here and select, I need basically a pop-up. This actually looks like a good pop-up to have on the map, so I'm going to select this piece here, copy it, paste it here, and maybe position it on top of a selected pin. So whenever I select a pin, I get this little pop-up that shows me the name of the place. So let's say this is again the Calafia Cafe, and it's gonna say the address, whatever, 111 El Camino Real, Palo Alto, and perhaps I'm gonna need some star rating later on, but I'm gonna need like for example, Amir Kella has been here, so this is the name of the friend who's been here before, which is me, and then Adam Smith. Maybe I need to make this a little bit longer, so as you can see, these things are all editable, so I can resize them, customize them, change the color, which I'm going to do later. And I'm going to move things, and then here I'm going to take this text and explain to the user that these are people who have been here before. So because I'm working on a little tablet PC, things can be a little bit difficult to select. So here I'm gonna make it left justified and then say friends who ate here before. And actually, instead of selecting this in a different screen, I'm going to have a button here. It says select this location, or so select, and there you go. I have a pop-up that shows the place, friends have been here, and a way to select this. So what I practically did is that I replaced this external screen, or like new screen, with a pop-up on the existing screen, which is nice because I can quickly pop information on those pins and select one that's most convenient. One thing that I wanted to add here is actually the ability to do star rating next to this place, and maybe star rating based on my friends, which is a very cool idea now that I'm saying it. Basically, what is the general star rating of this place, and what do my friends think about it? So I'm gonna show you how like everything is here is customizable. So I'm gonna take a star and move it, because it's an empty star, it's actually hard to move. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill it, actually maximize this a little bit so I can have more space here. I'm gonna see format and shape fill, and I'm gonna fill it with yellow, and then remove the outline. So now it's a little star. I think this yellow is kind of like puke yellow, so we need nicer yellow, real yellow. There you go. And now it's the shape is easier to move around without selecting accidentally the map or anything else. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this here, resize it, and then duplicate it. So let's say this is generally rated 4 out of 5 stars. So I'm gonna have 5 stars here, and the final star will be no star. So the way I can do this is, let's see if I can edit the opacity of the shape. Actually, it's just easier to do it like gray, right? So this way it shows like this is 4 out of 5 stars. Then I can select these stars because they're always going to be 5 stars that I'm choosing from. I'm going to group them, and then I'm going to replicate that and place it next to every person's name. Let's say so this is a trick that I learned in Keynote, and it applies to PowerPoint as well, which is if you do Control-Shift-C, it will copy the style of a shape, and Control-Shift-V, it's going to paste that style. So that's how I quickly turn the yellow into gray. And here, let's say I rate that as 5 stars. So Control-Shift-C to copy the yellow, Control-Shift-V to make it to make the gray yellow. And now I have basically the general rating is 4 stars. Amir rates it as 5 stars, and Adam rates it at 3 stars. The final screen that I need here is a screen that allows me to confirm my selection of friends and of the place and send the invitation. So this is probably the easiest one to start from. So I'm gonna duplicate the slide and then move it down to number 6, and then here I'm going to say confirm invitation, and I don't need the search button, and I don't need the list of friends that I did not select initially. So I'm going to remove these ones, move those ones to the top, and then move everything a little bit down here, and then I'm going to grab this whole thing here. So this one, so I'm gonna grab this here. Excellent. And paste it right here, and there you go. And then delete. And let's say it's outside the scope of this app to kind of select the time. So I'm just selecting the location and the friends, and maybe in the next version I'm going to select the time. So here I'm gonna say confirm and send, or just send invite. That's it. And as soon as I send this invite, this screen will get updated with those invites. So maybe I can just duplicate the screen, put it at the bottom, and then add this. So here I have 2, 4, 6 friends. So I'm gonna do is let's say the newest invitations are always to the top. So I'm gonna select all these and move them down. Moving text is always a pain in PowerPoint because it assumes you want to edit it instead of moving it. So okay, created this, and then I have this one, which I'm going to replicate. It's getting a little tight here, so let me just put it down here. Move these guys down a little bit, and then put this one at the top. So this is the new one that we created right now. It's dinner with 6 people, coffee at Palo Alto, and I'm gonna say 6 pending because no one, I'll just send it, so no one confirmed yet. And maybe initially I'm gonna make this I'm gonna highlight this invitation because this is the last one I created, so I can basically probably edit the text here and sure there's a text background. Let's see, shape fill, shape outline. Oh, I can actually, what I can do is I can create a rectangle behind it and format, send backward, send back, and then I'm gonna, it's too yellow here, so I'm gonna maybe tone it down a little bit, the shape fill. That's it, perfect. So now I'm highlighting the latest invitation that I just created, maybe for like 5 seconds, and then remove the highlight. The last thing I need to do for my prototype is to make it a little interactive, so when people click somewhere on like a button or a pin on the map, it will go to the right destination, right slide, so it makes the illusion of being like a real app, like an interactive prototype. And I do this by inserting hyperlinks between the places where the user will click and the slide that will show the result of that click. So here, like the new invitation button here will go to this slide here. So what I need to do is to select this and insert hyperlink, and then select slide 2, and always use slide numbers. Don't use first, last, next slide, because if you insert slides in between, it's gonna mess up the sequence. So now this is linked. I'm gonna go here, and next we'll go to slide number 3. So hyperlink slide 3, and it's easy here that we see the sequence going back and forth. So back will go to slide, so we are at slide number 2, so back will go to slide 1, and then here back will go to slide 2 because it's the previous slide. And then finally I want to make one of those pins pop up this one here. So let's say this is Calafia. So I'm going to select this and insert a hyperlink, and I'm going to link it to slide number 4, this one. Press OK, it's linked. Fortunately, unlike Keynote, PowerPoint does not show you where a link has been inserted. It would have been nice to have like a little icon here, but hopefully you're tracking that. So this goes to this slide, and again the select button here will go to the invitation. So I'm going to select this and insert hyperlink, and it will go to slide number 5, and then slide 5, the send invite, will go to slide 6. And that's it. Now this new invitation here in slide 6 will go to the slide where we can start an invitation, which is slide 2. So I can hook that up, so I can stay, I can close the loop between them. So this goes to slide 2. Okay, and that's it. Should be ready to be tested. Now let's test the prototype to see how it works. So I'm gonna press F5 to start the slideshow. And as you can see, as I hover, you can test it on a mobile device for sure. You can export it as a PowerPoint file or a PDF, and the links will be still preserved when you test it on an Android device. So it's a good way to kind of show it on the device and have people play with it. As you can see, as I hover on an item that has a link, you can get this, like the hand icon instead of the pointer icon. Click here, next screen, I select, next. I have the pins. As you can see, as I move over a pin that has selection, has a link, I can click it, I get information about this place. I can maybe link this so it goes back to the previous screens. This is what you do when you start adding more detail to your prototype. And then I select this place. This is the confirmation. I send an invite, and the invite is selected. If you want to create a new invite, it's gonna go to slide 2 where I can create, select more friends. So the sequence works perfectly. As you can see, I can select friends, I can view places, I can confirm. It feels like a real app, even though it's just a bunch of screens linked together. So I hope you enjoyed this this quick prototype, with PowerPoint on how to prototype an Android app. If you like it, and if you want to create your own prototypes, I highly advise getting Kinotopia templates for PowerPoint. It's going to save you a lot of time. It's got thousands and thousands of UI elements that you can customize, you can drop into your into your app. It's going to save you a lot of time. It's been getting people lots of good results. So if you have any questions, shoot me an email, amir, AMIR, at keynotopia.com. I'll see you soon.